There we go. All right. 2016, so you're right. Yo, 5 years! I was right. So I played it a lot the first year, probably up until that winter. And then I, like, didn't touch it anymore because I ran out of balls. So I was like, wow, this is uneventful. And it killed my phone battery so fucking fast. Whereas now I can play it for a whole day and not have a problem because I have a new phone, so. And it gets me walking, so. And I'm more surrounded by Pokestops than I was at my old place, so. Let's get this bread, and by bread I mean alcohol. Oh. I don't even remember what faction I'm a part of in Go. Finder didn't either, I had to tell him. ID pictures never look great. Yeah, fair. Well, the one I had before this one, I look better, but they took it from here up and there's like this much space above my head because they just didn't adjust the camera to center my face. So it just looks like I'm like, hi. I hated it. This one's more centered, but it's, I look tired. I have not thanked for retweets. I'll do that now. Nearly all the churches have been chosen as Pokemon gyms here. Yeah, all the churches, parks, some stores, restaurants, it just depends, become Pokemon Go's stops. So, those that retweeted. Thank you, Dalton, for the quote tweet with the ghost eating popcorn. I like it. Thank you, Hall Ermiger, guys. The cat's playing more of the later. The later. Come join us and find out if Ash can survive the attentions of a ghost he doesn't believe exists. I mean, that's a good point. Also, I love the rainbow. Thank you. And those that retweeted, thank you too. Finder, Anna, Kotana, Dalton, Ellie, Kingdom, and Demonas. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you. Oh, my elbow. All right. We ready, chat? We're going to be Ashhole. We're going to see how this goes. I'm probably going to hate every second of it. Not as much as I'll hate Luke. Not as much as I hate Luke. I like how you can tell I rushed in for the last second retweet. Hey, I'll take it. I haven't followed Pokemon in like 10 years. The only thing I know is that Wooloo is a Karen. Fact. F. All right, what's my new stuff? Oh, profiles. All right, Ashton. Ashton, Ash, Frey. Birthday, December 26th, Capricorn, 29 years old. Height, 5'5". Occupation, detective inspector. Nationality, American Japanese. Religion, Christian, non-practicing. Education, bachelor's degree in forensic science. Likes taiyaki ice cream. What's that? Shirley or Ophelia? Old-timey action movies and thrillers, kart racing, jazz and swing. Yo. Sherlock Holmes. That doesn't surprise me. Justice. There was little love between his parents, and though he grew up privileged, he found little joy in student life. He saw the standard testing system as a chore and considered his popularity among his peers to be an annoyance. Rebecca was the only one he considered a friend at St. Goretti, and he was no better when he went to university. If anything, his indifferent outlook got worse with his parents' divorce. He initially took law, but was quickly disillusioned by how heavy-handed and abused the system was. Forensic science, on the other hand, became fascinating for him. He served, I like how it's calling out this shit. He served for a brief time as a police officer before he applied to join Luxborn's criminal investigation department. Early on, he was too eager to deal out justice, but his numerous years in service became quite the learning experience for him. Now, as a detective inspector, he's been assigned to its biggest case yet. All right. Hi, Hex Girl. Hello, hello. But yeah, so Pokemon Go is just the mobile app that was shit at first, by the way. It didn't get really optimized, and now it's better, but it still has its rough moments, especially when you don't have internet all of a sudden. Taiyaki is an ice cream like fish-shaped wafers. Oh, I know what those are. I love those. I've had the strawberry kind. It's really good. But I went to go get a pancake flavored one, and I put it in the cart. And then I was like, oh, right. Everything new, I should check to make sure it doesn't have red bean. And I read the back. Red bean is the fucking base of the paste. I was like, so I had to put it back. And then I got the strawberry one. For those that don't know, I'm allergic to red bean. So that would not have been a fun experience. Good thing I fucking checked. Someone ping me in Discord when Kat switches game. Okay, yes, that'd be awesome. For anyone. Thank you, Dalton. Thank you, guys. Hello, spam mail. Yeah. Is Ophelia his gun? Oh my god, that's a good question. Hi, Extra Machine. Extra Machine, hello. Yes, you're right, it is. Oh my god, that's hilarious. He named his gun! I should... Never mind. I know someone with a gun, and I should ask them if they've named it. Then here comes Rebecca, another person to mind.
Well, it's my parents, actually. But that's beside the point. What are you doing here? You hate parties.
I still do. I'm just here on behalf of a friend.
Unnecessary lie. I can't bring my own friends into this any further than what they found themselves in. Because if Luke Wright is as so much as harms a hair on either Zach or Rebecca's heads, there will be hell to pay. Well, he's not the one who did. Worrying about Isabella's brief dealings with him is stressing in itself already. I doubt he'll attempt anything in front of other people, though. It would tarnish his glorious reputation, and he values appearances more than anything. It doesn't I really want to know what the fuck Ash has been doing this whole time, which I guess we're finding out, but that doesn't necessarily mean he isn't capable of it. More than, in fact, and on the off chance he does something, I wouldn't be responsible for my actions.
That's rare. Do you have someone with you then?
We just started as Ash and we're starting at the party. Yeah, which seems very late. Into... When is the party? I don't know, somewhere. It seems late in the story, which is surprising. So I guess Ash had nothing up until now important to talk about. Ash has just been doing his own thing. He's fine. Ash thinks way too highly of Luke. There's gotta be something going on.
Nope, just me. I won't be staying long.
Oh, well, if that's the case, maybe you and I can...
For Zach's and Rebecca's sakes, however, I really hope this will simply be another housewarming. Even though something tells me it's anything but. Call it a detective's intuition or whatever. When Luke Wright's involved, nothing good has ever come out of it. Can't let my guard down here. Even more so when a familiar car slows to a stop and out comes...
Chief?
Look at that face. My presence here might be odd, at best, but I have an excuse. One that this man handed to me himself a year ago, along with a heavy dose of flattery for the newly promoted detective inspector. Can't exactly say the same for my good old boss, can I? Although to see him here, chatting it up with Luxborn's rich and famous, isn't such a big surprise in itself. No disrespect meant, but the guy's obviously a social climber. What is surprising is the fact that he seems all too eager to mingle with a person of interest's wife. I'm not surprised. Chaos. The way he just slid in. Chief. His face was great. By this point, you've kind of seen everything there is to see up until this point from someone else's point of view. It just means he hasn't seen any horror before this moment, which is interesting to me. Other people had moments of unsettledness or creepy thing happen or maybe seeing something creepy. He, I guess, has seen nothing. Just what the hell is he doing here?
Ashton, what's...
Sorry, Becca. I need to... There's something I need to check for a bit. I'll talk to you later.
Slid in?
Do you have a ride home?
No, I had to take a cab here. My car wouldn't start this afternoon. But what about...
Wait. Or what the shit is going on here?
I told you to get that old thing checked before, didn't I? You can head back with me after this.
I got ice.
Anyway, I gotta go. See ya. Be careful, okay?
Hey, be careful! About what
I don't want to draw attention to myself either. At least not until he's given me the proper reason to spoil his little party.
Thank you for the invite, Anna. Husband still missing, I see? I should be saying the same of your darling Rochelle, Lee. The doctors again.
For now, the best I can do is wait and remain inconspicuous, especially with Chief here, whose motives are dubious at best. He probably just rode off as a trick of the light or something. Well. Ash have a sixth sense for magic bullshit and avoids it like a ninja. If it means having to pretend I don't know Zach and Rebecca or forcing myself to rub elbows with people I barely know, let alone like, then so be it. Can't involve anyone. Wandering is out of the question as well, when there are guards in civvies stationed here and there. Sure, getting past them is something I could do with ease, but I'd rather not right now, when I'm one of the few snooping and roaming about. It'd be best to try and do so once there's a crowd of people. And if their interior designer's drunken claims are to be believed.
Yes, well, what about Luke?
Wait, are you talking about Marianne?
Should we file a missing persons report now, or do you want to wait 24 hours?
He's around.
You know, I can tell if someone's bluffing.
It'll all come down to how well I'll play my cards tonight. With a good hand, this party is going to give me the breakthrough I need to crack Luke Wright, or something to prove my suspicions wrong. Maybe find out what kind of game my boss is also playing. I've had an inkling before, a few hunches tempered down by how much of a bumbling fool the man appears. But one does not simply deal with the Wrights and get involved or invited to a party they host without wanting anything from either of the two. Or it's the other way around. So with the last wary glance at the two, I head to the ballroom. I just hope this will not complicate things further. Shit. Basically told him she thought Luke was into some serious shit. Right, we just don't know what. Oh, in Marianne's chapter, she got drunk and met with Ash in a bar. Yeah, I remember she, didn't say the most PC thing explaining Ash. By the time the party's in full swing, night has fallen, yet there still isn't a Luke Wright in sight. The man can be quite ostentatious, but this? Frankly, I'm impressed. I don't even know how many hors d'oeuvres, I hate the word hors d'oeuvres, hors d'oeuvres, written out. I've already stuffed my face with. Also, yo, deviled eggs, fuck yes! Yes, give me some! Anyway. One too many, probably. I can eat too many deviled eggs. The servers are probably giving me the stink eye every time I saunter over to the buffet table. Blame your employer, not me. He's the one who has guts to show up late. Besides, most of the guests' idle talk is concentrated in this area. Despite standing under the same roof with the very people they're whispering about, some just couldn't resist. I might as well keep an ear out for any useful info. Famous last words, Ash. Horse d'oeuvres?
Is Suarez still fixing that tech problem?
Tech problem.
These
It's been 3 years. Sooner or later, the Blighter will put 2 and 2 together.
He might have already.
If the red tape I'm being slammed with these past few months suggests anything. That or someone has been pulling the strings. I wouldn't be shocked. This case would not have gone this long if Scumbag didn't have a mule of some kind in the force.
Shush you, we all know Suarez just wants an out.
I knew he was bad news the day the merger with Evans Incorporated happened.
Feh. Glad I did not have to deal with that. But keep it down, someone might hear. The wife especially.
Oh my god, these different accents, like French, and just so good. This kind of negligence has always been an advantage, but sometimes I wish I could be smash drunk while doing this. Having sharp ears also means you get to hear the most unsavory things. Who cheated on who this week? One person's motive for bashing someone's skull against a wall, or a father's excuse for burning his own daughter alive. That sort of stuff. Yeah, just casual talk. After a few years, it gets tiring. You get desensitized to it. But humans could also be downright awful. Sometimes there simply isn't enough brain bleach in the world. Sadly, the wine is a no-go tonight, and mostly for show. I'm up for another drive later, for one, and I definitely want to be sober in case anything comes up. I don't think I have ever seen deviled eggs at a UK event. Seems very American to my mind. Really? Not sure what other stuff on the plate was, to be honest. I don't know what the other shit was. Ash in general. I'm too sober for this shit. Yeah, basically. I have questions. And something always comes up in assignments like this. A detective inspector dying of cardiac arrest, for example. Because I can feel the moment my heart grinds to a halt the second I shift my eyes to a corner of the ballroom.
Hannah Wright.
Some will say I'm acting a touch bit paranoid, and maybe I am. This is a party, and she's the hostess. It goes to say that she'd take up time to mingle with her guests. But Hannah Wright, Evans, I don't know, isn't without her fair share of accolades. At least to the public, she doesn't seem like it. Unlike her husband, she's the one with the business sense, not to mention the impressive track record needed to manage a company. Or effectively hide whatever irregularity there might be. Put deviled eggs in my face! Cat! Maiden name. Oh, okay. How do you pronounce that? The Suarez they're referring to is Kylie's dad. Oh. He works for Luke. Basically, that's the reason why a guy like Luke ended up as Kylie's godfather. Oh. Alright. Nay. Me? Wait, is it knee or nay? The Knights of Knee. Is it knee? Wait, I might be saying it. I don't know. I've only seen it once and I don't really remember it. Anyway. She's clean, as far as my agents and I have found, but it doesn't rule out a possible involvement with whatever her husband's up to. Hell, Luke Wright came out clean in previous reports until I bothered to take a deeper look into it. What I've found may not be sufficient to bring anyone to trial yet, but it's enough to nurture suspicion. This may be a bit of an overreaction, but no one lasts long in my line of work by being careless.
You would catch his eye a lot better if you wore nicer clothes, don't you think?
I pronounce it nay, but that doesn't mean it's right. Fair.
Didn't realize the housewarming was going to be this fancy. I would have gone with a nice dress if I knew.
Nothing to be worried about then. She's probably even more careful with appearances than her own husband, having grown up in the spotlight focused on her. Yet even knowing that, the anxiety stays. She's been here since the party started. I clicked off. I've brushed it off earlier. Who wouldn't feel edgy, right? I've gone undercover in a party hosted by the very person I'm investigating. That in itself is risky and has plenty of rooms for error. Usually, though, the tension passes around the first half hour or so. I've been trained to remain composed in situations like this. However, with each second I spend here, it only grows heavier and seeks to overwhelm. An odd feeling that someone is watching me instead. It has been like this since last week, but I should already be used to this. Oh, so he's taking it as his paranoia and... Okay, so he's not taking it as the ghost. I can hear the whispers. People would be looking at me no matter how small or big of a blip I am on their radar. That's what they do in these things. But when the feeling of eyes burning into the back lingers longer than necessary, I've been looking around every now and then to try and catch the culprit. No luck. And despite my efforts to push the sensation as far down as I could, tiny pinpricks continue to sting the back of my head and the ghost of a cold touch creeps up my limbs. Until my gaze switches back to Rebecca and Hannah Wright. Okay, first of all, I am successfully blocking this bitch's face. Second of all, can you really excuse this? Depends on your accent, I really don't know. I mean, I could see that. The police versus fashion police. I've always heard it pronounced as knee. I've just never heard it. Hi, Lord Cookie Gaming. In French, it's pronounced kind of like nay. Interesting. Ash is a calm but anxious and paranoid mess. I mean, me. Except I'm never calm, so I guess not me. There we go. I knew he'd written it off as something. That's what it is. That's good to know. I've learned something new today. Yeah. To interrupt the spoofs for a moment, Sanic! Oh my god. Hello, miss. I think you were crying a bit of blood there. Just a touch. Alright. She stands there, dark-haired and dirty. Excuse me, sticking out like a sore thumb. Even so, no one seems to notice. Hannah seems to notice. Although she's looking away from me, her mere existence here strikes. Disturbs. A sense of tunnel vision binds me while I stand stock still and gape at her, like my life depends on making sure she stays where she is. I feel trapped in her presence, until another guest bumps into me, yanking me out of my stupor. Only then do I realize that I've been holding my breath. Alright, everything's probably fine. Why? Why? Sue, thank you for the 66 cents! You know what? Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, you sweet being. Thank you. Hi, Ellie. Hello. Nice timing. That went on longer than I expected, yeah. Everything's fine. Grudge sounds. Hi, Kayako. Thank you, Suze. I appreciate you. Anyway. Before I could figure out what happened, she's gone. A quick scan of the room yields no sign of her. The party continues as if nothing's amiss. I'm not really one to judge, but I'm sure someone like that would not have been allowed in a fancy thing like this. What has the security been doing? Are they really that incompetent for someone so distinct to easily get in without notice? I mean, you didn't see where she went, so... There should have been an outcry by now, particularly from the host. She's been standing almost at arm's length away from the woman, and yet she simply continues to talk with Rebecca.
Oh, the professor! And your little Becky!
My parents couldn't make it since they're in Scotland right now. And Mom says hi, by the way.
Is there something in the food then? That I'm starting to see things? Couldn't have been the wine, though. I'm every bit as sober as when I first stepped off my car. The hors d'oeuvres? But why would anyone want to do that? Why would Luke Wright want to do that? He's fishy, but I couldn't see why he'd ever think it'd be a good idea to lace the food he'd serve at his party, with someone like Chief Lee on his guest list to boot. He had been linked to narcotics trade, yep. However, that kind of tactic is below him, that much I could tell. Unless there's a mass murder waiting to happen here tonight, which I highly doubt. So...
What the fuck was that?
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. But there's no time to look deeper into this even if I wanted to. Not when a telling silence comes upon the room and draws everybody's attention to the main doors of the ballroom.
About damn time.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Enjoying the party?
We get to see this again?
I hope I'm not too late in welcoming you all to the Wright mansion.
I've been tailing this guy for a while now. Before that, I heard stories from previous officers who tackled this case, none of which are pleasant. Mind, I'm not counting the incident with Professor Clark yet. Pleasant is glossing over the gravity of it. While Wright's good at covering whatever shady stuff he's doing, he's shown to be a really rotten guy. You think? At least, that's the case when he thinks none of his peers are around to judge him. I've lost track of how many counts of verbal abuse and harassment cases this guy could be pinned with. Standing in the same room as him doesn't make me want to punch him any less. Actually, the urge is stronger, but protocols. My case, first and foremost. My own opinion of the man shouldn't get ahead of my purpose here. If I want to put him in his place, it should be in a court, with all proper charges filed against him. And I'll only be able to do that once I gather enough evidence to pin this bastard down.
Welcome, one and all, to our humble abode. Tonight, if you have yet to find yourself in your roles, you are our ladies and lords of the court of your king and queen. If you would excuse my presumptuousness.
I love the voice actor, though, so much. He's got Luke down. Scumbag, this bitch. Also, he is named Scumbag, which is nice. I mean, Luke is titled as Scumbag. Oh my god! I didn't notice his name. Okay, gotcha. Just got here and people don't seem to like this guy, so I'm gonna side with everyone and not like him. Yeah, he's a racist prick. Like, legitimately. Trust us, this dude is an arse. Yeah, we gonna set him on fire. Just listening to him, I already hate him. Yeah, the voice acting's great. They did a great job at making him a pompous asshole.
So, enjoy the feast that has been laid out for your senses, as we only allowed the best to be served. Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone.
Suppressing my annoyance, I prepare to step away from the crowd. Amidst the cheers and claps, now is as good a time as any to move. Try to find that something that McCollough woman talked about. In the first place, I have no plans to actually shake hands with the slimeball himself. A fake smile is plastered on my face while I pretend to listen to one of the other guests gossiping about him. All while slowly inching out of the ballroom. Unfortunately, before I could get any further...
Are you feeling ill, Rochelle?
Get fucked, Luke.
Perhaps you need to sit down and...
Rich people only have two ways to resolve this mess. Their mess. Either they quietly deal with it behind closed doors, or they create an even greater problem out of it, and it just blows up in everybody's faces. One way or another. Fun.
No! Shut it, you munter! I ain't talking to you! I'm talking to this scumbag over here! You bloody bastard standing there with your smarmy smile!
Not even a few seconds in, and this is already proving itself to be a big public spectacle. Why spend money on a television to buy daytime soap operas? You could just go to one of these parties and see the action unfold in real life. You get free food too. Really, if I were an actual guest, I'd just take this as some sorted form of amusement.
Watch your tongue. You're on thin ice, Rochelle. Where's your husband? Who even invited you?
You! I accidentally cut him off, sorry. But I'm not a guest who's here for a good time. I need to focus on him, even through this whole sorry tale. Sorry. So I wait. I listen. I observe. Interesting, isn't it, though? That's the chief inspector's wife. October 29th, Saturday. 2 days away! Luke is big mad. Oh, yeah. Well, because he was about to get revealed as cheating. Because he cheated on Hannah with the chief inspector's wife and got her pregnant. I've seen that fight, what, 3 times now? I think they cut that off. I know. I was hoping they wouldn't. I want to kick him in the shins. Yeah. You. His voice actor does a fantastic job. Yeah. The morning after starts off quiet. Even the whole Salem Well residences seem unusually still. The open hallway, when I step out, is devoid of tenants. No sounds coming from the other units either. It's almost as if something's brewing on the horizon. A peaceful night's sleep still does wonders for the mood, though. Can't even remember the last time I slept without anything urgent interrupting. It's a nice break from all the bad news lately. If it wasn't for the insistent buzzing in my pocket waking me up, I'd sleep in. The ringing has stopped before I could move somewhere private, but sleep has also effectively kicked out of my system by then. Oops. Pity. I could use a little more rest until I have to face the other storm. Of course, I owe Rebecca an explanation. Doesn't matter if it's the whole truth or another hastily spun tale. Although I haven't really figured out how to go about this yet. Unlike Zach and Isabella, who usually don't ask questions or are content with what little I could share, Rebecca's rather quick on the trigger. Hi, Bella Coco. Hi, Fonzie. That was a nice thing to hear as I just got here, but yeah, that was a tad long. This game's interesting. Also, this person is a rich pompous ass. Oh, and you don't need to at me. I read chat. You're good. You're totally good. But yeah, this is blind. I have never seen anything of it. I don't know anything from this point on, so please no foreshadowing or spoilies if you know anything. Just to anyone that is new coming in. Or at least new to this playthrough. Conspiracy theory, Ellie actually likes the character, but is just playing up to the role. They told us they would be doing this to throw us off the scent, hiding in plain sight. Oh my god. The shifty eyes, Ellie. What Kat said. Also hi. Yeah. I read chat the best I can. If I miss anything, just copy paste it. But give me a full rotation of chat to catch it. Alright. It will have to be set aside for later, though.
Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out. Can't beat me. Looking for trouble. Better not lie. I'm a cool dude. Pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out. Can't beat me. Looking for trouble. Better not lie. I'm a cool dude. Pretty
God
fly
damn
for
it,
an
Ash.
Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from
Okay, we need this to
Deluxe
end. The
City.
chief's name
Baggers,
stares
watch
back
out.
at me,
Can't
almost
beat
as if
me.
it's mocking
Looking
me.
for trouble. Better
Sad.
not lie.
It would have been nice to just chill after last night, or maybe half listen to the news. Sure, it's the same thing. God damn it, it's the same thing we've been hearing lately. Still beats standing outside in the chilly Luxembourg morning on the phone with my boss. Oh my god, sighing I answer it, if only to get this over with.
Right? Where are you right now?
This is amazing. What the fuck? I think I got my new ringtone. The fuck is that ringtone? It's himself! He's rapping and made his own rap. His voice, his ringtone. God damn it. Ash fucking Wood. What the fuck? I love that what the fuck is the most common response there. Oh my god, that was amazing. Being Asian, I'm like, I really hope the voice actor is actually Asian and was okay doing that. Cause like, oh my god, Ash was bored. All right, now that's a tone I didn't expect from him at this hour. Just thinking how this will go already gives me a headache. Immediately, I reach up and pinch the bridge of my nose to stave it off.
This is why I won't ever drink myself senseless.
What was that?
Nothing, Chief. A pleasant morning to you too.
He's probably calling to rag on me or complain about his wife, which is really none of my business unless it affects my case. It seems like the usual rich man cheats on wife deal. Although, I would have followed up on it. I'm Lotta Hart, and welcome to Jackass.
Let's play a round of Confinder maths. Wish me luck.
Luke! It sounds like it tried to say Luke. Oh my god, Finder, you can do math, I think. It's hard for me to see. Finder, thank you so much for the 1365, getting us an even way to 750 for once. I really appreciate you. Holy crap, well, thank you. I love you. Thank you, thank you. If I had any rap skills, I totally would. Oh my god. It's on the game OST? Is it really? That's hilarious. If it wasn't possibly slightly offensive for me as a white person to have it as a ringtone, I would. But I'm not. Damn it, a penny off. Was it a penny off? In which direction? I can't really see. Ash's voice actor is Thai, so yes, he's Asian. Oh, okay. That's why I was just like, I hope they are, because then this is awkward. Oh my god. Okay. Thank you so much, Finder. You were exactly on point. It's even. Thank you for finishing the goal, you guys. Oh, my heart. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. What the heck? That is so much more of a relief than you guys know, and I really fucking appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Needed to update it. So, next goal. Next goal. Thank you so much, Finder and Soothsayer and Hall, you sweet fucking beans. Finder hit on the dot, but he wanted it to be a penny more, I believe. Oh, gotcha. It was a penny off for Finder trolling the total. Gotcha. Thank God, I was feeling awkward. Fair. Interesting note, the game is tracking how long you take in this section. It always does. Anytime you're on a phone call, it always actually counts how long the phone call is. Although I would have followed up on it if it were somebody else's wife. But figuring it's the chief's, hey, I trust him to come clean if the missus is related to the Wright's shady dealings. This is why I left before that. You trust someone who's biased to be honest? That is the most naive thing you have said thus far. This is why I left before they even hauled the woman out last night. I'm not going to go around investigating cheating husbands and wives when it's probably just that. That's really neat, yeah. Chief appears to have a different idea in mind, though.
There's nothing pleasant in the morning. Anyway, where are you? I told you millions of times before to keep your lines open.
He did, and not only him. Zach, Rebecca, Isabella, all of them have said the same thing numerous times in the past. But I was undercover last night. A phone call is the last thing I want to happen when there are other things I need to focus on at the time. Besides, we have radios and work-issued phones. Why isn't he using those channels if this is urgent?
Just woke up, sir. As awesome as it is to hear your voice this morning, it really is early. If you could give me a few minutes just to wake myself up, that'd be swell.
No need for that. This won't take long.
Is something wrong? Am I needed at the precinct ASAP?
Oh no, everything's good over there. Just...
All of this voice acting for every single person is so on point, though. They're really good at sounding like the person and also like average people. It doesn't sound like they're trying too hard. I do like that. Also, I'm freaking out. How is there a Buzz Lightyear show coming out next year? And I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it. What? Oh, your poor Kelly. Chris Evans is voicing Buzz. Yo, perfect. I'm excited. Can you play him like he does his character in Not Another Teen Movie? Because that'd be great. Kid, thanks.
Look, kid. Frey. Don't take this personally, alright? You're off the Luxborn firm case. Starting today.
Excuse the fuck me? Is it because I was there and knew about your wife? Well, I did not expect to hear that either. This must be some kind of cosmic joke. I allow some awkward seconds to pass. Chief must be pulling another one of his awful pranks. Out of his bad mood or severe hangover, maybe? Everyone knows that when given the chance, he exercises no control with his drinking. If it wasn't for his wife causing a stir, he'd probably be trashed an hour in at the party. He likely drank more after they threw her out of the ballroom. Besides, his sense of humor has never been good. It's just infuriating most of the time. But when he doesn't follow it up, if I sound a tiny bit frustrated speaking to my own superior, I'm not the one to blame.
Wait, no. What? Are you kidding, Chief? Is this one of your practical jokes again? The temps won't say anything about it, but
It's not that. They're orders. From the higher-ups.
They're getting paid off. Ah, the higher-ups, yes. My favorite word. Since when did the higher-ups ever care about the criminal investigation department? What the criminal investigation department did? As far as I could tell, they don't give a hoot if CID is filled with cold cases as long as we keep the spending low. When I need to view those old case files, though, they're locked away in the archives. You're gonna have to check with the higher-ups. I need access to these reports. See if the higher-ups will allow it. Every step, every move in this case, there isn't one that hasn't been gated by some authority. If it's not the chief, it's the commissioner, or so they always tell me. It makes me wonder why they even bothered assigning it to anyone. Not a single one of them has done anything to help move the case. And they wonder why it's taken this long for even a hint of progress to show.
you can't just drop this on me. You can't just take me off like that.
Yes, I can. And I'm sorry, Ashton. You're a good detective. One of the best I've seen in years, but...
3 years, Chief. 3 years.
3 years since that anonymous tech leak blew up. since Luke Wright's name was openly linked to several nasty dealings within Luxborn's corporate world, some of them involving deaths. 3 years, and I was the only one who made it this far, made much progress that officers with more experience weren't able to do when they handled this case. Just within a year, and with barely any help from the damn brass at that. Of course, I'll be pissed.
Do you know what would have happened if I didn't work my ass off on this thing? If I didn't dedicate a whole year of my time on it? It would have gone cold, like every fucking case Luke Wright has been linked to. I saved this from getting thrown into the archives, sir. I'm getting close. If you could just...
I'm fully aware of what you've done, Frey, but the Commissioner hasn't been happy with your progress.
No, he's nervous about your progress.
Still too slow by their standards.
Too slow?
I've not seen Ash actually pissed until that moment.
Well, what about those reports I filed? I've documented every freaking thing for them. I've given you every important lead I can gather. Isn't that enough?
They need results, not a bunch of research papers. Not one baseless assumption after another. Concrete proof, Frey.
Honestly, I actually like the voice actor being a serious chief rather than the flirt. Because the flirt feels awkward, but like, he does really good at acting like a asshole boss.
I'm really sorry. They've already made a decision. They're going to pass this on to someone who's been in the force longer. Someone who has more experience.
Someone who has more experience?
They meant nothing by it, but you're still too young to work on a case this big.
Chief, I've already done more than what those old farts ever did behind their desks. All of it, within just a year of being assigned to this.
Watch your language, Frey. Those are your superiors,
I'm not some damn rookie fresh out of training. I'm as qualified as they are.
Futile. I know it is. They'd never say it within my earshot, but from the very minute I stepped into their precinct, a lot of them had underestimated me. From their stares alone to the assignments I get. To them, I'm just a kid. Too young, too green, too inexperienced. And once they pull that card on me, every argument I have gets thrown out the window. No matter how logical it is, how much I've accomplished, what the records say, or the amount of work I've put in every investigation they've thrown my way.
We're all aware of your skills, kid. You wouldn't have that badge and rank if you weren't good enough. However, this case is just not for you. Too high profile, too risky to put a good officer like you in harm's way.
Can he even hear himself? That reasoning is odd in itself. No one joins this line of work without knowing the dangers of it.
Don't I get a second chance? You said it yourself. I'm a good detective. It'll just be a matter of time before we can close this.
It doesn't matter what I think, Frey. You're off the case, and that's final.
Someone who can be paid off more easily? Yeah, because Ash wouldn't ever. Wait, are they bringing the Buzz Lightyear show? I never heard of it at all. Ash is ready to throw hands. A movie more precise? Oh, movie. Yo. I'm just excited for Chris Evans as Buzz. Kind of want him to play it like Not Another Teenage Movie style. Because Buzz kind of fits that, not gonna lie. With how like pompous he is. Anyway.
I expect all
especially
related files and documents on my desk by Monday morning. And don't even try to go touch anything. I know how hard-headed and determined you are.
Chief, please. A few more weeks. I'll have the proper evidence left on your desk by then. I swear it won't take longer than that.
Fred, it's too late, boy. I've already informed the other officers. You aren't to be allowed access until you've been given a new assignment. Help just keep out of the precinct, Frey. Take the weekend off.
Seriously, Chief, is this about last night? If this is about me being at that party, I have a good reason for—
You were at the party.
He didn't even know. F? Aw, Soothsayer, have a lovely evening, and thank you again, you sweet bean. I appreciate you. Thank you for the love. Have all the rest. Get all the rest and take care of yourself. Johnny Storm is Buzz. Hell yes. Yeah. I agree. Liking the serious voice lends it more nuanced and sad reality. Yeah. Yeah. He feels like an actual, like the voice actor feels less scummy and like weirdly cheesy. Like comically. Like him flirting with Hannah is so comically cheesy. And it might just be the writing. It might not be the voice actor. But like here he feels more down to earth. I still hate him. But like, yeah. Ash fucked up! It makes me pause. His wary tone, the sudden careful note in his voice. Slowly, a frown forms on my face, my eyebrows knitting together in confusion. Much as I hate to say this about my own boss, there's also suspicion in it. Hard not to think of it that way, seeing how he acted around Hannah Wright last night. Is he worried? Why should he be? Everyone who's anyone was invited. I didn't doubt for a second why he received an invite, even if his presence was questionable. There's something wrong, and I've unintentionally walked into it. All I have to say is this sneaking suspicion. Wait. All I have is this sneaking suspicion, but when one looks at this from a different angle, put everything together, why the hell I've been taken off the case might be for the same reason he was there in the first place. Fuck.
Yes, Chief, I was. For a good reason. What were you doing there? I know we don't have a strict rule against attending functions, but that was...
He coughs, and it almost sounds like he's choking on his own excuses? Lies? I don't want to accuse him of anything. Yet. He's someone I've respected since I joined LPD, even with his bizarre sense of humor and tendency to procrastinate. He's obviously competent enough to get the job done. He wouldn't be Chief Inspector of Luxborn Police if he wasn't. That's not true. He wouldn't last years in service without some track record backing him. That's not true. Unless that, too, is a fluke, and what's backing him is not something, but someone. Getting smarter, Ash. Oh. Oh, shit. Fucking hell. Fucking
Chief
shit.
Harvey, about last night with the...
Why does it matter, Frey? This isn't about that.
Why does it matter? Why does it matter? I'll recite the whole damn oath we've taken upon being sworn into the service if I can, but at this point it seems too late to remind him of that. He has probably already moved from serving and protecting people to serving and protecting his own interests. Damn it. I've suspected the upper brass of this, even the lower ranked subordinates in the force, but my own boss? Shit, no wonder that leak didn't lead anywhere. Someone closer might have been pulling the strings. I might have been set up to fail long before the fucking case had been assigned to me. But I don't want to just give this up. I don't want to believe that I've wasted an entire year for this. I don't want this to be the kind of news to tell Professor Clark after all those promises I've given the man.
I just want to know, sir, at the party, with Luke and Hannah Wright, you were...
Monday, Detective Inspector. First thing in the morning. Every copy of the files you have, I want to see it all on my table, understood?
This isn't...
Frey, am I understood?
What else can I do other than smile and nod? With my own superior expecting an answer, using that tone, brushing my questions off as easy as discarding a dead body.
Yes. Yes, sir.
He cuts the line as soon as the words are out. You're off the case, Frey. Just like that. Funny why this still caught me off guard. I've discovered years ago how different the actual thing is. How far from reality everything I've believed in as a dreamy-eyed kid. There are no high-speed pursuits every day. No thrilling gunfights or exciting cases every step of the way. Only paperwork, lots of red tape, and dealing with the politics and bureaucracy. I've set out to change things, hoping it'll make things better for the people I care about. It ended up changing me instead. Serves me right for being too idealistic, I guess. This is probably the universe telling me that it's better to remain the skeptic I really am. Now here I am, standing useless. Can't even do anything but grit my teeth and kick the wall. The bastard didn't even acknowledge my response.
What did the poor wall ever do to you?
It figures Rebecca would be the one to find me in this embarrassing state. Honestly, I don't like it when she sees me like this, which seems to happen a lot regardless of what I want.
Rebecca, now's not a good time.
The concern I expect from her when I return isn't there, however. Instead, she just looks, well, the storm I left brewing last night, it's right there on her face, ready to be unleashed. I have to pee. But real quick, let's read this new... Yeah, we're so far along in the story for Ash's story. Interesting. Ashton Frey received a phone call from the chief of Luxborn Police first thing in the morning, informing him that he'd been taken off the Luxborn firm case. Although his protests fell on deaf ears, this sudden turn of events proved a hunch. That's it so far. Alright. Zachary. Okay. I have to run to the bathroom. So you guys get this nice little music in the background while I go, but first I'll catch up with chat. Aw, nice, Thea. Also have a lovely evening. Get all the rest and take care of yourself. You deserve it all. You deserve all the rest. It's a movie that's supposed to be what the toy is based after in the Toy Story universe. Aw, so it's what Andy watched originally made him want the toy version. That's actually precious. Yeah. Hi, Lisa. Hello. No, we're brushing up on Ashton's story. Hi, Lycan Girl. Hello. Easy as decomposing a body? A dead body? How many is he disposing of what that he knows it's easy? That doesn't surprise me. It's Ash. All right, I'll be right back. Here's some butts. BRB. I am back. What's the joke? Yeah, as long as it isn't offensive. Crepes with fresh strawberries, yo, and some eggs. That sounds like a delicious breakfast. Gentle, calming butt music. You're welcome. You're welcome, chat. I really need to update that before we get to Mass Effect 3. We're missing some butts. Also, we're missing Morinth staring into your soul in the middle of the butt screen. Oops. That's fine. Switching back to game. All right. I didn't like that. It's fine. All right. I recently came out as asexual to my friends and family, but fun fact, I used to play the bass guitar, so does that make me ace of bass? I like that. I like that a lot. I almost cried last night. So Shy Guy texted me yesterday and said, "Happy Ace Week, Kat. You are valid and awesome." And I was like, I'm so glad I'm still friends with my ex-husband, because like that was really sweet and my heart, and I didn't even know it was Ace Week. So happy Ace Week to all the aces in chat. You are valid and you are appreciated and always welcome here. And it's my first Ace Week I get to celebrate because I found out I was ace this year. My heart. Morinth? Yeah, Morinth, Kath wanted a picture of Morinth's ass, but we never get a chance to take a picture of Morinth's ass. So I took a picture of her face and she's just staring into the camera. I'm on the ace spectrum as well. Always awesome to meet a fellow ace. Yeah, there's a bunch of aces in chat and I'm ace. So, and fun fact, I know I said before that Wolf Prince was ace, but I feel like I need to correct myself. Me and him have talked more about it. He's actually demi, which is in the ace spectrum, but he is demi more specifically, whereas I'm ace. So I'm sex neutral / positive depending on circumstance ace. I'm pan-romantic asexual. Yeah, I'm a pansexual asexual. Yeah. All the ace love. We have a lot of ace beans in chat. Yeah. It's nice to know you're not alone. Ace arrow. Ace arrow what? Or are you saying that for yourself? I'm not aromantic personally, I'm just ace. I am all about the romance. I have 3 significant others. For me? Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I just wanted to make sure that I was clear about me. CC said he's actually demi more. Okay, Wolf Prince is not demi more. He's demi. I love it. Oh my god, that's amazing. All right. So, just Wolf Prince didn't know it had a name, the description of demi, so. Also pan ace, sex ambivalent, and genderqueer as well. Nice. What's sex ambivalent? What's ambivalent mean? Big words for me. He isn't demi more, he's just more demi. Oh my god, love it. Love it. So if anyone was confused by all of Wolf Prince's jokes or suggestions when he's on call with me, it's because he's demi. So, I wish I had more tissue paper so I could wipe off the condensation on my desk from the coffee. Anyway. I'm trans as well. Hex yes, we have a lot of trans beans in chat too. Hex yes. And technically I can classify myself as that, but I tend to just more lean towards non-binary. Because that is also what I am. I'm she, they. So. Ambivalent is not strongly one or the other. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Captions. Hex, yes. All the LGBTQIA I love. Love it. Love you all so much. Me and River have a trans flag hanging on the back of our bed, and we're like, could we be any queerer? Like, we have a huge flag from ceiling to the back of our bed. And then our bathroom is trans colors, and we didn't even intend for that. Because we got a Miski shower curtain that's the trans colors. It's a cat with, like, birds and trees around her, but it's, like, blue, white, and pink. And then, so I got towels to match it. So our whole, it's just trans colors. I love the trans colors, though. Speaking of non-binary, how do non-binary samurai defeat their opponents? They slash them. Oh my god. Cute. Cute. Google Dictionary says more helpfully, having mixed feelings or contradictory ideas about something or someone. Oh, gotcha. Hi, Spirit. You're fine. You're fine. Neighbor's kid's off the bus. She came home early because of a storm that's rolling in. Ooh. Well, I hope everything's okay, though. Stay safe. I didn't read the slash. I didn't read it at first. I had to say it out loud to understand it. All right. We ready for the hell that is Rebecca?
When is it ever a good time for you? You're always so busy with everything now. Now I find you here, sneaking out without even bothering with a proper goodbye. Not even a word.
I bought a trans flag umbrella. I love it. I never use umbrellas. I want an umbrella. I found an umbrella that's like FF14. It's like they're Crystarium themed and I love it. But I never use umbrellas. And the one times that I would, it's always too windy and it'll blow it inside out. Creek show!
There you are.
Hi. Was it Minx? Was it Chrism? Was it both? Let me know. Hello and welcome. Welcome on in. Hi, Dr. Snow. Welcome. Hello. Hi, Dragon Rana. I basically bounce around between indifferent and semi-positive. Very rarely actually repulsed, but occasionally. Yeah, that's me. That's similar to me. I don't think I've ever been repulsed, but watching it on screen, I can get repulsed. I feel like I'm watching this with your parent. Like, it feels, I've explained this to chat before, but watching a sex scene, even next to a significant other, if I'm watching it on screen, whether it be porn, whether it be an actual sex scene in a movie, I just watch it and feel just as uncomfortable as if I'm sitting next to my parents. Like, that's the feeling I can have the biggest metaphor to, like, tell someone how I feel watching that scene with others in the room. I just feel awkward and like I shouldn't be watching this with them, even if they're a significant other. But otherwise, like, I'm fine having sex. When sex happens, cool. But I don't initiate it. I never think about it. It's not I very rarely think about it. Very, very rarely. I could go forever without having it and be perfectly fine and not feel like I'm missing out on anything. That's how I'm like. So that's why I'm Ace. Hi Neophyte Twice. Hello. Hi guys. Minx was playing Bigfoot with Fiona and Zoe. Or is it Zooey? How do you pronounce that? But also that sounds amazing. I haven't played Bigfoot in forever. How did it go? Hi guys, welcome on in. Bigfoot? I played it on YouTube forever ago with, like, I think John and Craven. And it was an experience. They got better. Hi Luna Calx, hello. The game or the the players? Also, everyone from my stream, if you're not following and watching Minx and Chrism, you should be. They're absolutely fantastic. They both stream on the channel. They're really, really sweet beans. Like, I really do appreciate them so fucking much. I highly recommend them. They play a lot of horror games. They play a lot of weeb games, and Minx or Chrism will do art on there. Please go follow and watch them. They were triumphant. That's good. They got it. They got Bigfoot. Gardevoir is also one I really love. I love Gardevoir. And Sylveon. Hell yeah. Wait, why are we talking about? Oh, one of the reasons I have a Sylveon tattoo is not because she's my favorite evolution, but also because of trans colors. River has Eevee, or Sylveon as her Eevee in Pokemon Go. So, the players, it was fun. They did second round really well. Ooh, that's good. Same, I can watch stuff alone, but not with others. Also, I think a lot of mine comes from gender dysphoria, which is unfortunate. That makes a lot of sense, though. I think it's why River keeps trying to ask me, like, are you trans? And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, other than non-binary. I don't see myself in a male role. I like being feminine or neutral. It just depends on the day, which is why I'm she, they. But I don't see myself as male. But I think the thing for me, for being ace, is I just find genitalia weird in general, male or female. I've always found it weird. And just like, oh, that's a penis or that's a vagina. I find them just to be bodies. Like, I don't think of it in a sexual way. I'm not like, ooh, I want to see. I'm just like, oh no, that's a body. Like that makes sense. Like, that's why I can go to, I mean, I grew up with my mom taking me to something called a women's festival, which is canceled because they were not nice to trans people. We don't talk, we do talk about that, but we just don't, you know, we're not going to talk about it in a positive light of the women's festival in general. But when I went, it was a positive experience, just learning that bodies are bodies. Women walked around naked, shirtless, whatever, because it was like fucking 100-degree weather. It's just bodies. That's all it is. Who fucking cares? So, like, I never really sexualized bodies or body parts. So for me, it's really easy to be asexual. Like, someone that I find attractive, whether that be from personality or from first instinct, yeah, I can appreciate them. I appreciate looking at them. I like looking at them. But I'm not like thinking about how I can take them in bed. It's more of I'm thinking about holding hands with them or like their arms around me, because I am very romantic. I am very much a focus on relationships. But yeah, that's me. The evolutions are my favorite Pokemon. I love them all so much. I do love a lot of them. I accidentally put 2 O's. Oh, okay, so it's Zoe. Gotcha. I'm like, oh, look, it's a body part. Moving on. Yeah, yeah. Basically. Now my reason for having Sylveon seems stupid. I have one because I think they're adorable. No, that's not stupid at all. You can love them. I like Jolteon. Not necessarily for any reason. I just like Jolteon. I like electric types. That's a valid reason, yeah. Not finding it weird, but those parts being weird. Yeah, like, it is very weird. Yeah, like, just, you know. I don't know, like, genitalia for some reason feels really out of place on a human body. Like, it just looks really out of place. Both penis and vagina, it doesn't matter. They just look out of place compared to the rest of your body. It just looks like it was slapped on. Like, it just doesn't look like it belongs. So that's why I'm always really weird about genitalia in general. I look at the human body the same as a painting in a museum. Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, Shy Guy hated watching porn with me once. Like, we tried just to, like, he was showing me, you know, maybe stuff he's interested in, and it was live action type style. And I was watching it, critiquing everything, and it was driving him nuts. I was just like, that looks uncomfortable. It was a really, really fun experience. Not for him, but for me. Whereas, I mean, I like more anime when it comes to that stuff just to watch, because I feel less awkward about it, because it feels more fantasy, so I can look past the awkwardness that is there, because I'm like, oh, well, it's drawn, it's gonna be awkward, or it's gonna, you know, not be realistic. But cat watching porn, yeah, I'm like taking notes, like, what the fuck? Hide genitalia from cat. I find it weird. Not necessarily weird, like, I can, again, visually enjoy it, but, like, also I find it weird at the same time. I don't know. When I think too hard about it. Hand holding? Now that is lewd. Platonic cuddles are the greatest ever, yeah. In my opinion, yeah. Apparently it's Ace Week, chat. That's how we got on the subject. It's not a stupid reason at all, yeah. That's why I like Pikachu. I have it tattooed on my back. I love Pikachu. Hand holding is the best. I swear cuddles is second, yeah. Both is good. Genitalia are the weirdest. I find penises less weird than vaginas, but still weird nonetheless. See, I'm the other way around. For some reason, I have a harder time with vaginas than I do penises, and maybe it's just because of my own and I'm uncomfortable just with it. Like, I'm like, it looks weird, don't look at it. So, like, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have sexualized bodies as much if not for society and media and such, though I can totally see rebelling against the mindset too. Yeah, it's not that I'm rebelling against it, it's just that I was raised more in bodies are bodies. My mom was naked around the house all the time. She still is whenever I visit. My mom has never, she's always just been body's a body. And every body is beautiful. And so, like, I've always been raised on that mindset. And luckily, I mean, I enjoy that I was raised on that mindset, but yeah. Whereas my dad is way more like, I've still to this day never seen my dad naked. Like, and, you know, my brain appreciates that, but it's just like, my dad was way more reserved of like, never ever have I seen anything because he's so careful. Like, I've seen him in a towel or in a bathing suit, obviously, but like, I never walked in on him on accident, nothing. My dad was always very careful, whereas my mom has zero shame. To the point where my friend has accidentally seen my mom naked because my mom went down the stairs not knowing my friend was over and was like, oh, and ran back up the stairs. I think it's happened twice. I think it was my friend and then Shy Guy at a different date has accidentally seen my mom because it just happens sometimes. My mom panics. She didn't intend for it, but it's just funny. Live action porn is a huge no-no for me. I get nothing from it. It's just weird and gross and uncomfortable. Yeah, it just depends on the person. And I totally get why people appreciate it. It's just like, my brain doesn't understand it. See, my friend did that and I critiqued and ruined an entire video asking, how did they get their pants off while having mid-calf stocking and sneakers still? Good questions. Yeah, I just analyze everything and I think it makes the other party uncomfortable. Most live action sex is just thrusting until someone is done. Yeah. Yeah. Hugs and ace love for anyone who wants them. I love you, Fender. Fender's my boyfriend, by the way, for those that came in from the raid. For me, when I think of genitalia, my brain is like, that's how they go to the bathroom. I don't think about genitalia in a sexual... Well, it makes sense. Makes sense. Also, Dr. Snow and Luna Calx, thank you so much for those follows. Thank you, thank you. Also, if you guys want to say your pronouns, if you want to state your pronouns in chat with an extension, you can do so and everyone else will see it in chat. If you want to add the extension to your own chat, you just in the upper left there should be like a Google Chrome or Firefox symbol and you can download the extension and see everyone else's pronouns in chat. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that and you just want to set your own exclamation point pronouns, as you can see there, you just click on that link and select which pronoun is appropriate for you and anyone else who has the extension will see it in chat. Even if you don't have it yourself, you can set it. So, and nicknames too. If you have a nickname, if you have a nickname that you prefer to go by, a shortened version of your username, anything like that, let me know and I will change it for you. For me. It only changes it for me. But then I know what to call you. This chat is amazing. I'm glad you appreciate us. The names penis and vagina are funny because the words mean sword and sheath. Wait, really? Or sheath? Really? What? Oh, sorry. Scrolling in chat also does that. 99% of adult stuff like that is just done in an awful, terrible, gross way. Depending, yeah. Most of my Pokemon party is based on cuteness factor. Again, we have the dichotomy of talking about sex and personal body parts and then Pokemon. Just like when we were talking about old TV shows and monsters that are hot. I always forget that's where Kat gets her nudist colony tendencies from. Yeah, my mom. There'd be less strife generally if we were without sex drives, hypothetically. I thought this way back in high school. Yes and no, because, I mean, sex drives is important to keep, technically, the human population going in some aspect. But, yeah. I just wish we thought of bodies more as bodies. Just in terms of, like, the safety of women. And nudist beaches, and I want to walk around shirtless when it's fucking hot. It's hot. Anyway, I've never seen my dad naked. Cat, yeah. I had gone AFK to put dinner in the oven. Did not know we had guests. We do have guests. No, that's fine. Also, when they wear the garters over their underwear, you cannot get your underwear off that way. Unless you have crotchless panties. Doesn't matter. Stares at Squiddy. Nickname, yeah. Fine, I guess it's singular. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's Trigger. Or it's not nickname, like Trigger. It's just singular. The pendulum swings wildly here, and I love it. Yeah, that's our chat. All the time. Oops. I was finally caught up in chat. Sorry. Anyway. There's always at least 2 or 3 different conversations going at once, yeah. I usually pick half a female-looking Pokemon party. Yes. That's why I said hypothetically, yeah. Three's Company, Hot Monsters, and Frasier. Don't cross the streams and start talking about... yeah, we don't talk about those. I love Gardevoir because they look very feminine, but 50% female, male. Yeah. I wouldn't call him a monster, but I love Iron Bull from Dragon Age Inquisition. I've never seen. Although, is that the one from Jeff Brutlag's raid response? Because that's hilarious. That's why Flesh Sword becomes more funny, and my mom gave no shits either when talking about, or walking around naked. My poor brother hid in his room when she bathed. Crotchless panties are super comfy. Not for me, but to each their own. I have a hard time with, like, any sexy panties. They're just usually uncomfortable. Because I made an Ace joke about myself. Well, no, because we also, it was Ace Week, apparently. It's Ace Week. Appreciation. Crotchless panties are just weird, as edible panties also can be, yes. Iron Bull is from yes, you know. Okay, good. I thought so. The Firefox Chrome symbol, I didn't realize that was an extension. I see them now. Yay, Kath! Yay! Hi, Stardust. Hello. I love that video every time. Yes. Edible panties are just efficient D-money. Okay. Underwear in general are terrible, but boxers and crotchless panties are comfy to me. That's fair. That's fair. Frasier let us talking about hot monsters. Yeah, because he's apparently also Beast. And I was, you know, anyway. From X-Men. Also, I have a raid response for everyone that came in. It's a little late, but hello, welcome. If you're wondering who the heck I am, here's a little intro video for y'all. Hi, your raiders. Welcome on in. My name is KatFTWynn, and I am an Ace, Pan, and Poly Bean. Oh, hi. I have loving partners.
Just wait.
Nice. Also, a very interesting family of a lesbian mother, a gay father, and lesbian grandmothers, and I grew up with a bunch of gay friends, and our whole community is really gay friendly, so welcome on in. Do you ever just look at what you're drawing and then go, why am I drawing this? Next time, I think that man just died. By you. Well, Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made, chat! Mistakes were made! Nobody saw that! What is this a cake of your child? You made a cake of your dead child? I don't think Ashley's okay. He is shaken. What is happening? Patricia! Ah! I fucking did it! He is very upset with that wall. Oh shit! I may have died. Oh! Fucking what? Hey, reckless driving, sir. Get out of the vehicle. Hey, so that's me. Hello and welcome, everyone. If you have any questions, as long as they're respectful, you are more than able to ask them, and I will respond. But yeah, if you can't see the extension, it just means you need to download it. If you downloaded it, you might need to close out and open the program back up to refresh it. Really cautious of edible panties because sugars and body parts don't necessarily want sugars. Yeah, that's fair. That's a good warning. All panties are edible panties, just not recommended for most, but certainly possible. Okay, Anna, please. Aw, take care, Neophyte. Have a lovely evening. Thank you for hanging out. I like that my clip is just the dumbest bullshit. It's the only thing that I have to represent your face. Because you've never been on camera. So, And Wolf Prince isn't in it because at the time that I gave Kita all those clips, I didn't stream with Wolf Prince yet. So, but also that's not why I'm saying names anymore. So that way I can just say I have some loving partners. So that way, you know, names and stuff like that. Because at the time I was like, I don't know if me and Wolf Prince are gonna be a thing. And at the time that I gave Kita all those clips, me and him weren't. So, you know, it's a good thing that I told her I'm just gonna redo it and say partners. That is awesome. Thanks, Luna. Thank you, thank you. That's an awesome video. Didn't Kita do amazingly? I see them now. Yay! Yay! Kita did such an amazing job. She edits amazingly. If you need anyone to edit your shit, highly recommend Kita. I'm gonna lurk so I can acquire sustenance. Go get sustenance. It's important. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, thank you. Hey. Oh, yes, it is an amazing video. Yeah. You want yeast infections? Edible panties is how you get yeast infections. Yeah. Just take care of yourself. Be safe. Anyway. I've forgotten to eat today. It's okay. I haven't had my snack yet, but I might get that later. But we're going to play more of the letter. This is my first time ever playing it. Anything that's past this section, please no foreshadowing or spoilers if you know anything that's going to happen, because I'd like to experience it for myself. So, and this is a Patreon pick from Hall. So I'm playing it because they asked. And I already had it too, so it worked out. Speaking of snack, did you have your medicine? I did have my medicine. I did. Also, triggers, if you guys haven't seen this game before, it is a horror game. It has a lot of triggers. Just read that list to make sure you're okay with them. All right.
Oh, really? I'm starting to think you're just keeping me around for my couch and my cooking.
Becca, it's not what you're thinking. I wasn't planning on sneaking out. I was going to say goodbye. I just had to take this call. Although, I'm not gonna lie, couch is great. 10 out of 10. Would sleep again.
Stop it with the jokes, Ashton. I'm not in the mood.
I don't think he is either. Her bittersweetness is not lost on me. But at this point, our friendship in our lives, how does she still expect me to answer that? What am I supposed to tell her now?
Are you still mad about last night?
She merely raises an eyebrow at me, which, to be honest, is all the response I need. Seeing her like this makes me believe those things Z-Man says. The part where Rebecca scares him, sometimes. I've certainly seen this more than once already. But the familiarity of it doesn't really take away from the downhill turn this conversation's starting to take. Only an awkward cough serves as a way to stall.
Okay, of course you're still mad. But whatever happened last night, I really am sorry. If you want, I'd even kneel or something.
Ashton, an apology is nice and all, but that's not what I wanted to hear from you today.
All right, fine, okay. Where do you want to start?
Oh, I don't know. I've honestly lost track of it by your third trip to the buffet table.
I wasn't... The drive up there took a bit. Can you blame me if I wanted to grab some appetizers?
Oh, come on, Ash! For the whole evening? For the whole party? Please don't tell me that's all you did, because I've never known you as someone who pigs out. You even took great lengths to avoid me. Should I also mention how you ignored Zach?
Do his friends not understand what undercover fucking means and that he's an investigator?
Sometimes I get the feeling you don't want to be seen with us in public. Some friendship, huh?
You know it's not like that. It's never going to be like that, Becca.
I'll ask this again. Just what were you up to during the party?
Do you not fucking know at this point? Speaking of singular commands, yeah, trigger. Well, if your cooking is good, her cooking is good. Not quite as good as Zach, but probably second out of the group. Fair. Better than me, let's be honest. This is the slickest looking and sounding visual novel, in my opinion. I'd agree with that I've played or whatnot. I'm glad it has stories to go with the presentation. Yeah.
What were you doing that you couldn't even take 2 seconds to make time for your friends?
I couldn't even look her in the eye. It wasn't that I wanted to avoid them. I did it to keep Zach safe, to keep Rebecca safe. Just in case. Client or family friend, it was still a party hosted by a person of interest, by a man accused years ago of murdering a person's wife to get what he wanted. But then Chief showed up, Hannah Wright happened, and Luke Wright just can't be bothered to die peacefully somewhere. All of a sudden, none of my original reasons mattered. If I was found out right then and there, hell, if Zach and Rebecca's connection with me was found out, who knows what might have happened. But Rebecca doesn't understand that. Doesn't understand that what I can and can't say to keep them from harm. It's all in her eyes, in the tight line of her lips, in her furrowed brows. The hurt. This day is just off to a wonderful start. First my case, now Becca. How do I even go about this? She's not gonna like either. I'll say it's confidential because that just sounds like lying.
It's confidential, Rebecca.
Not that it fucking matters, because Rebecca's fucking dead. Anyway. Oh, she actually liked that. I guess because I wasn't lying. Not that it matters. For those that don't know, Rebecca's dead in the future. I killed her because of... I'm still going to be pretty firm in my opinion that it was shit writing and misleading information in the image and out of character as fuck for Rebecca. So I'm still salty about it. So we're just not gonna talk about it. Okay. I forgot it was a tiered emote. You're fine. I see the letter is advertising person of interest, which Dalton and I have started watching. Oh, that's a movie. Ash, she's mostly pissed about the fact you ignored her, let's be honest. When she says friends, she basically means her. Yeah, she does. Does she not know what his job is? I know. Belle does, but that's in part because she works too hard and is a bit lazy when it comes to cooking, not because she can't. Ashton, on the other hand, yeah, he burns noodles. All right. No, he burned water. Something like that. Anyway. I wonder how many times I've told her that. And not just her, my dad, my mom, Zach, and even Isabella. How many times have I told them what essentially boiled down to mind your own business, to make sure they're all safe, to keep them out of danger. My job isn't a game. It isn't as glamorous as the television portrays it to be. I had thought so too, as a child. I was so clueless back then, wasn't I? But boy, did I learn. The good guys don't always win. Justice isn't always served. Investigation is not looking at a crime scene once to get a eureka moment. It's sleepless nights at a crime lab with the tech guys. It's several days wearing the same clothes with Chinese takeout stains because I'm staking out a place. It's frustration when bureaucracy hinders you from looking into a case any further, or when you know the suspect is guilty, but they get away scot-free on a technicality. It's seeing anger and pain and despair with every case.
I know you have a mountain of questions, but I've told you this so many times before. I can't say much more than that.
Still, the look on Rebecca's face, the resentment, and the pain, it hurts me as well. To think that I'm the cause of that. It's a familiar one too. Something I've seen a lot over the years. I wonder how long it'll take before Zach starts giving me the same one. Or until I've hurt Isabella in a way that any sincere apology won't ever be enough. I think it's a little different seeing as she's had a crush on you since you were children. Anyway. Isabella, like from Phineas and Ferb? No. It's a TV show. Oh, gotcha. Keep me in your thoughts. Risk of tornadoes. Oh, be safe. Tomatoes. Risk of tomatoes. Be safe, Spirit. Wait, is he my Sims character? What a mess. I'm a mess, and it's the people close to me who have to suffer for it.
I guess, if that's the case, there's nothing much I can do about it. You're off being a... what? A hero, I guess? And I shouldn't rag on you for that.
I could never get used to how quick she just forgives me for whatever shitty thing I do. I wouldn't say this is shitty. You literally can't tell them because it's confidential. Zach and Isabella, too. They've all been patient with me, unlike I with them. I don't deserve any of them for the kind of person I've turned out to be.
I'm hardly a hero, Becca. I'm just... Ash.
I expect a retort, another one laced with bitterness. Instead, she laughs. Half-heartedly, with barely a hint of cheer in it, but it's a laugh nonetheless. I honestly don't know what to make of that, what to do with myself upon hearing it. It's almost like the mere sound of it is meant to pierce.
The least you could have done is tell me. Maybe I could have helped, kept an ear and an eye out for you. I don't know. I could have been Irene Adler, maybe?
Her smile doesn't quite reach her eyes, but the mask, she tries so hard for me. I give her a smile of my own, though I imagine it comes off as unenthusiastic as hers. It's far easier to slip back into banter when it's like this, to just brush off everything. At least this way, we wouldn't have to deal with the awful things.
The woman? Don't flatter yourself. Nancy Blue, more like.
Her sidekick would beg to differ, Ashett.
I couldn't stop a wry grin from forming on my lips. She probably still has the photo from that contest, keeping it in her old diary. I never did find either of the two after I threatened to burn them. In the end, I just never brought it up again, hoping she'd just forget about the whole thing. But the small smile on her face says a lot. Those were good times. A lot simpler, a lot more peaceful. Now things have changed. We're no longer the same people we were as kids. Growing up together doesn't mean it always has to be just the two of us, in the first place. It's a dumb notion to believe in, when nothing ever remains constant. Things will inevitably change through the years. In fact, it already has, long ago. Not just with the people we are allowed into our respective lives, but also with us as people, as friends. It really does get complicated as we get older, doesn't it? Not everything has to be, though. Even if it's in the form of a promise I have no idea when I'll be able to fulfill.
I swear, I'll explain when it's all over.
The silence afterwards brings an even heavier air between us. Something that Rebecca, thankfully, doesn't allow to linger more than necessary.
I suppose you have to go now, huh?
The situation's already awkward as it is. Dragging this out will only make it more, difficult? Messed up? As if it isn't already.
Back to your case again?
I don't really have to. I have no case. As far as the job is concerned, I have the weekend off until I report to Chief on Monday. Although I don't want to just throw the towel in on this. Orders are orders. This isn't like the movies. I don't get to say fuck off, throw my gun and badge at him, become some vigilante and save the day and get my job back. I'd rather get my ass thrown into jail than do any of that. But it's also not in my nature to sit still and do nothing. It'll drive me crazy if I just idle about. Besides, there's someone who has to know about this whole Luke Wright thing.
Yeah, I need to go talk to Professor Clark. And there's something else I need to look into.
The other matter she mentioned last night specifically. Things even the news have been blasting out to the general populace lately. Evening, afternoon, morning, all deaths with the same modus, blamed on a single serial killer. Or is it still the case?
Found dead in the early hours of the morning today. The fire was contained within the room and no other tenants were harmed, according to Luxbourne police.
We're grasping at straws as far as these murders are concerned. In the first place, I'm not even the one heading this investigation, yet look at me treating it as if it's another high-profile case on my shoulder. How sad is that? Although all three of my friends have mentioned seeing something strange, I don't want to go into that line of thinking for now. Not yet, until I've exhausted every logical argument I could throw at it. To be honest, though, I don't know how to take all of this anymore. But I've already given Isabella my word. It'd bother me more if I didn't follow up on a promise I made to her. And after Rebecca's claims last night, there won't be enough sarcasm in the world if what my friends have been telling me is true. I can already hear Isabella's laughter, in fact.
Figures. What else can it be?
It's not another case. It's something else. That issue Isabella mentioned yesterday morning. I'm sure you remember. You were there.
Well, at least you're not neglecting all your friends.
Becca, I promised her I'll...
She doesn't wait for me to finish. With a roll of her eyes, she turns around and shuts the door in my face. I have no idea what I've said this time, but you're an idiot.
I probably deserve that.
We'll just have to fix this some other time. By then, her temper's sure to have cooled off significantly, or she's dead. Hopefully. For now, I can't laze around. Gotta attend the things that matter more. Professor Clark first. Deliver the bad news. Then the issue with BRC and Isabella. Maybe I'll drop by Zach's, check on him, hear what he has to say. He also has read that damn letter. I might as well, while I'm here. Playing a paranormal detective? Or is it supernatural? I can't remember. Whatever. It wouldn't hurt anyone if I tried to get to the bottom of this. If nothing comes out of this good, everyone can shut up about the stupid curses and we can finally get back on track with our lives. On to more important stuff. If there is something...
Are you two done?
There's a moment of confusion when I don't see her familiar ponytail about, only to find her standing behind the door to her apartment seconds later. Isabella holds it open, though only slightly, as if to hide from anyone who might happen to pass by. This early and on a lazy weekend, I doubt anyone would. But from the gap and what little light there is behind her, I could make out the appearance of someone who has just clearly gotten off from bed. Hair completely disarray, eyes still heavy with sleep, and a small pout on her lips. She hasn't even gotten out of her pajamas. I look away long before my sense of decorum kicks in. We might be friends. I'll even dare say we've gotten closer over the years, but that doesn't extend beyond the bounds of propriety. That pasta's on fire. How do you burn a salad? It was a salad! Thank you. Thank you. Hi, wolf prince. Hello, baby. Cooking skill of 0. My first sim burned down the kitchen making a salad and then burned herself down herself. Isn't that what Ash did, was burn a salad? Also, interesting switch. Yeah. Well, if she is dead, her temper will have cooled down. I mean... Happy sheep pajamas. Oh, wait. Rebecca confronted Ashton about what happened at the party the night before. Unable to tell her any details, the latter simply admitted it was confidential. Although Rebecca accepted this, her displeasure remained evident on her face. Alright. This is when they broke up. Okay. Yeah, I know, bad joke. Ash, I want to have a word with you, sir. How do you burn a salad? These are good questions. Christ, even Rebecca never greets early visitors in her sleep clothes. Though maybe it's our fault why she's up this early. Still, heat makes a slow crawl up my neck. One that I quickly downplay with a solid cough.
Isabella, you're up early.
Lame.
No, I'm not. I'm usually up at this hour. You're the one that usually sucks at getting up early.
Says the person who looks like she's just fallen out of bed.
Instead of the usual quip, she simply averts her gaze to some point beside her, and although it only flashes briefly across her face, an expression of hurt flickers in her eyes. It disappears the second she turns her attention back to me, but that moment has sent a worrying twinge in my stomach. I've seen it on her plenty of times before, just never in a manner that unsettles. It feels, I don't know, off this time. I didn't say anything wrong, did I?
Hey, are you...
Anyway, was that Becca with you? You both sound like Mama and Papa when they fight. You're awfully loud. If we get another memo from the landlady, I'm asking the guard to ban you from ever entering this place.
Me? Becca's the one almost shouting.
Yeah, well, she lives here. You don't. You have no excuse. You're the suspicious-looking person.
Thanks. Glad at least one person appreciates how I pretty up this place.
Don't flatter yourself. This place would be so much better without having to see your face every few days.
Rude. She follows it up with another pout. But her ruffled appearance, particularly how puffy her eyes are, I noticed just now, takes away from the intimidating effect she's trying to show. Really, right now, she just looks more like an angry puppy. I might have laughed had it not given me another nagging sense that something is definitely wrong with her. What, has she been crying earlier? That is worrying. She rarely does that. The only time it happened, the one time I've ever seen her genuinely tear up over something, I think it was after Devlin Court, the night at the bridge. I want to ask. She seems determined to keep it to herself, though.
Belle, did something...
About yesterday, Ash. The things we talked about. Do you think we can take a look at it today?
We? I never said you're coming with me. Don't worry, I didn't forget about it. You'll be the first to know if I find anything.
No, I want to go with you. I'll be ready in a few. This won't take long.
Isabella, you really don't have to. I can handle it on my own. You'll just...
I won't get in the way, I promise. Besides, maybe I can help. You know, if there are files you want to check.
I don't like what she's implying. It's true LPD's having a hard time with this, but taking Isabella with me, it's out of the question. under normal circumstances.
You're the one who's going to get in trouble if you do that.
You said it yourself. You need information. And I can help you get that. And it's not like it matters anymore. I just don't want to stand around doing nothing today.
There it is again. The slight shift in her eyes, the mild crease forming between her eyebrows, and the mild slump in her shoulders while she crosses her arms tightly around herself. Like she's shielding herself from whatever painful thing there is out there. I have plenty of reasons why I shouldn't let her tag along. First and foremost, she's a civilian. Second, I have no concrete plan of action yet. I'm going into this blind. No matter how I look at it, it's simply better for her to just wait so she won't dragged into, I think it's supposed to be won't get dragged into, what might be another one of my failures. Her assumptions might be a dead end for all we know. But you can keep her safe if there's a ghost. Because anytime the ghost has been really violent, it's when someone's alone. But seeing that expression on her, hearing her speak those words out loud, in a desperate, almost pleading tone, I can't bring myself to say no. So I give in, because right there, I see myself in her. The person who doesn't want to stay idle, who doesn't want to think of the problems haunting him.
All right, 5 minutes.
What? You're timing me?
Well, I can't wait forever. I'm a very busy guy. 4 minutes and 45 seconds, Isabella.
I hate you so much.
4 minutes and 30 seconds, 29, 28. I'd hurry if I were you.
Ugh, you're awful. I hope you never get a girlfriend.
She slams the door right after, although my chuckles, the mirth, and the lightness in it linger. With her, those have always come easy somehow, even as its echoes fade and only the ghost of a smile remains.
It's not like I'm looking for anyone else.
Awkward! There it is! I want to tell her. It's not because I can't. I won't. I'm the one who has chosen not to until I fixed myself, until I found myself underneath all that guilt and those lies I've been telling all these years. Because no matter how heavy the weight of these feelings are, I am not worthy of them, of her. Until then, little words and gestures are the only things I can offer. Minor stuff such as digging deeper into this thing with BRC in order to ease her worries. I'm not even sure if this will give us anything. Unlike with the firm case, which I already have proper leads on, I'm just going to buy her word on this. Speaking of Luxborn firm case, I still have to inform the professor. The apprehension's there for sure. I've made a lot of promises to the man, and I would have preferred to tell him in person, not over the phone. But it's better for him to hear it from me rather than from a stranger. The railings offer a steady support while I wait for him to answer. I'd like to think I can do this without losing my nerve. My grip on the bars surely tightens it, though, once the call connects.
Ashton.
Not running today, Professor?
Uncle got you a pumpkin, yay! You'll have to ask Ash how to burn a salad. Gonna have to lurk for a bit? No problem. Lurk all you need. Have fun on your bike ride. Be safe. Becca doesn't know how to not do loud. I feel called out. Oh, my stomach just growled really loud. That's what my parents got to when they came back from the store. 3 large and 4 minis. What? Oh, pumpkins? Yo! Burning a salad is easy if you're making your own croutons. I mean, fair. I like that he notices those small details. Yeah. Is she flirting? I think she might have a crush on him, but when we played her, it wasn't... She's not very aware of her feelings if she has any for him. But I'm glad we know where he stands between Isabella and Rebecca, because I didn't know if it was just Rebecca's jealousy or what. But I hate that I'm starting to like Ash. Now that I'm kind of playing as him, it just seems like he's put in a lot of unfortunate circumstances where he can't be clear with people. He seems very surprisingly self-aware, like the fact that he thinks he's not worthy of the answers. He notices small things. He's trying to make an adult decision of, I have to fix myself before I'm really in a relationship, which is very mature. I'm starting to like him. At least playing him. Then again, it's been a long time since I've actually encountered him outside of, like, Rebecca's story. So I don't really remember why I didn't like him in the first place. I know he was kind of a dick sometimes, but, like, he almost seems like a troll, which, I mean, awkward. But, like, it kind of weirdly works out that Rebecca's dead, because apparently Ashton wouldn't have returned the feelings, and I don't think she would have done well if him and Isabella started dating. I think she would have been nasty and not be able to be their friends anymore. Awkward. Hi, trolls. Wolf Prince isn't a troll, but River and Finder are. Also, I'm positive there's a Kitchen Nightmares or something where Ramsay has served grilled lettuce as part of a salad. That doesn't surprise me. I'd probably like that. But I was thinking of cooking chicken or something. That makes sense too. This timer anxiety. It's not actually a timer. I don't think. Don't worry, Bella. He won't. Can't remember if that line is linked to your friendship level or not. Wait, which one? I mean, I'm higher with Isabella. I'm now higher with Rebecca. I'm higher with Rebecca than with Isabella. The baseline is even. But Ash is actually growing in relationships with his friends. We haven't really encountered Luke, Marianne, Hannah. Also, fucking rip. Love that. Oh, give me more. Timer anxiety is about Ash counting down with Bella. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, no, that's anxiety. I thought we were talking about this. My bad. She would be jealous AF, yeah. It's interesting, actually. It all depends on the friendship level between the three of them. It's the not as if I'm waiting for anyone else line. Oh. So, wait, so what's the dichotomy? What could it be? Could you have had him be more towards Rebecca? Like, the dialogue actually changes depending on your relationships with them? What did I do? Am I in trouble? You're not in trouble. I was just saying that I have a tendency to like trolls, obviously. But I let the trolls know when it goes too far. And in theory, hopefully they respect that. I love how Luke is super fucking low. Love it. He's usually at the park on late Saturday mornings, as long as it isn't raining cats and dogs. I didn't do any trolling, though. I am being good. You are being good. No. I'm saying in general, like overarching. Because we were talking about why I maybe didn't like Ashton in the beginning, but I don't remember why I didn't. Other than, like, I know he said a few snide remarks, and I know he was a bit of a troll, but I don't obviously... Someone who's a troll doesn't necessarily make me not like them, obviously, is my point. DDC out here attacking for nothing? I don't think he's attacking. I thought someone lied saying Finder was not a troll. I was tabbed away, sorry. Oh, gotcha. He can end up with either Bella or Rebecca, or neither, depending on the choices you make. Becca is very much the default, but it's possible that even Becca lives to end up with Belle instead. So wait, where's my Ashton standing right now? It sounds like he has an interest in Bella, but am I at the in-between where he's not really with anyone? Or is my Ashton leaning more towards Bella? Which, rip Becca. I was fact-checking Finder. Oh. I'm just curious. Keeps him young and healthy, he says, and he's certainly fit for a man his age with a sedentary job. Fact, I am innocent, Becky. No. He's definitely at the usual place, though. Cheers and laughter, likely from children and families, filter through the receiver. I tend to avoid the park precisely because of this. No use reminding myself of the could-haves when it's already over. Mom's doing well with her career. Dad's also fine the last time I checked. Although neither remarried, they're both content with their lives as it is. I'm probably the only one still caught up with it, hence my aversion. But all in all, it's still a pleasant sight to see if you're the kind who takes joy in such sights like Professor Clark does.
Just thought I'd enjoy the nice weather before it takes a turn for the norm again.
Right now, Isabella, because Becca's dead. If Becca was alive, it would be her, I think. Oh! So it's Oh, okay. Interesting. So it's dependent on what happened previously, basically. Not even necessarily the relationship he's in. Presses X to doubt. Finder lies.
And to what do I owe the pleasure?
Just the fact that you use that baby proves that you're not innocent and that you're a troll because you know Bellicoca hates it. The guy certainly seems happy right now in any case. I almost don't want to break the news to him. But it's better to get this off quick as long as he doesn't shoot the messenger. He's not the type. However, long-held resentment can change a person, even someone as mild-mannered as a professor.
I was hoping to talk to you about the case.
I suppose I'm just the downer today. As soon as I say those words, he pauses and the lightness in his voice is gone in an instant. Every time we've talked about this in the past, he does that. He's probably trying to gauge the situation based on the tone of my voice. Perhaps it's a good thing I'm delivering this news through the phone. Who knows what he'll see in my face and my mannerisms. The art of keen observation, I learned it from that man. He probably already has an idea of what this might be about, from my manner of speaking alone.
You aren't in trouble, are you?
For a second I hesitate, looking at the dirt beneath my shoes. But I manage eventually. After a long, ragged draw of breath, I pick up where I've left off, though still fumbling with my words.
Well, I'm in a bit of trouble, if you can call it that.
Ashton.
He only assumes that tone when there's a reprimand that needs its heels.
But I'm not in danger or anything.
You've said that same excuse a million times before, Detective Inspector. That exhausted rasp in your voice tells a different story.
It's nothing like what you're thinking. Don't worry. I was taken off the Luxborn firm case.
I expect anger, frustration, maybe even disappointment. But all he gives me is a sigh of relief.
Is that so? Well, at least you aren't in danger. Liz wouldn't be too happy if she heard you right now.
Liz. Aunt Liz. She insisted I call her his late wife. A sweet-tempered woman by so many standards. They were never blessed with kids and contented herself with simply managing their bakery. But she's the closest I had to a mom in the few years I had known her. The professor, too. The professor is the closest you knew as a mom? In the absence of my own parents in my life, the two filled the ache their divorce left in me.
Believe me, you'd get an earful. You don't want to show up on her doorstep looking like you haven't slept a wink either.
How many years has it been since? 9? 10? I could still remember it vividly. Two men, primly dressed, briefcases in hand, and a stern look on each of their faces. They were already frequent visitors to the bakery for a few months. Something about a lot being a prime property in downtown Luxborn. I think they were hoping to settle a deal with them. But neither of the couple gave in to their demands. Why should they? That quaint little shop was a dream for them. Aunt Liz sent me home early that night after a fruitless wait for the professor. The next morning, news of a bakery razed to the ground had spread across the whole city. One casualty. A few weeks later, the property was sold to Wright Enterprise. Holy shit. Explains why it's personal. Corpse bride scenario. It's one of those things I love about this game, how many completely different directions the story can go in depending on who dies, who lives, and what choices you make. Legit. Here comes another excellent reason to hate Luke Wright! You were not wrong! Kat reading this reminds me of her musing about maybe reading SCPs for YouTube someday. Yeah. Ash's lovely corpse bride. I already hate Luke to no end the moment he said the thing. Yeah. A fucking hotel now stands in its place. Of course, an investigation was launched after the incident. The name Luke Wright was briefly at the center of it, but with the lack of any evidence, the case ultimately went cold. The professor hides it well. However, I can tell that he hates that man to this day. He might even blame Wright, for every tragedy that happens in the city. He has never blamed me, though, when I'm equally as responsible. I knew something's off the moment those men stepped inside the shop. I could have saved her that night. I could have prevented anything from happening to her, called for his help, whatever. I didn't. So it continues to eat at me until today. The guilt. The Luxborn firm case would have been our chance at reopening that old case if we could prove Luke right of his crimes. Instead, we're back to square one. Yet all he has for me are words of comfort. To think he can still be this concerned about me after my carelessness, after I've broken another promise a second time, people never cease to amaze me.
You might think that you have failed as an officer. Or maybe you think that you have failed me. And you know more than anyone. I would love to see that man taken down. If anyone deserves to be tried in high court, it's him. But I'm glad nothing's happened to you while you were working on this. That's what's most important. I'd hate to get news like that again.
Suddenly he stops. I imagine a thoughtful look flashing in his eyes as he thumbs the wedding band on his ring finger before he continues. Another habit. He has never removed it since that day. Has never thought once to remarry, even when he managed to continue with his life and return to some semblance of normalcy. It's his way of honoring her, I suppose, when he couldn't bring to justice the man responsible for his loss. Some people are just hard to forget.
It's not like another death. Yours or even his will bring back my wife.
Aw, night, Demonas. Have a lovely evening and take care of yourself. Get all the rest. Have all the nice sleeps. I'll see you later. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story? Silence falls between us afterwards. I don't quite know what to say after that, really. Should I apologize? Show some sympathy? Into this, I should have thought of something other than just breaking the news to him. As it is, it seems the only thing we can do is feel sorry for each other's misfortunes.
I apologize, too, for putting you up to this.
In another occasion, under different circumstances, I might have accepted that, but...
You didn't have to, but you've already done more than any officer who has investigated this. So don't worry about this, old man. I know your department's people all have their hands full recently, too. What with the upsetting news we've been getting as of late? Deaths almost every day. I'm not entirely sure if that has anything to do with the other. It seems too big even for someone like him. But if this is that man's doing...
Professor, please.
Maybe if things around me hadn't started going beyond my control, the letter, the mansion, the supposed curse behind those, I'd still be quick to blame it all on the bastard, too. But as much as I want to keep holding him responsible for it, to add another to his list of sins, it might not be the case. Agreeing will only cut a deeper wound on the professor. I don't want him to keep clinging to this resentment for much longer. He has already gone through so many years of it. This kind of anger, it's the sort that blinds people. Despite his reassurances, the bitterness still seeps into every syllable he utters. It's one thing for me to act like this. It's painful to watch someone I've considered a second father to go down that path.
Please don't apologize. It's really all right. I can try to get it back on Monday when I meet with the chief. No promises, but if not, I'll make sure to keep an ear out for any news. Chief said he's passing it on to a senior officer. I should be able to catch a few tidbits every once in a while. But I swear I won't just give up on this. I'll do everything in my power to get Aunt Liz's case reopened for you.
Promises, again. A bad habit at this point. I wish I could do more for him. All this time, I've prided myself over being the one to always know. Because suddenly, aside from Wright and the murders plaguing the city, I have ghosts and curses to worry about. Things that are completely out of my depth. Professor Clark's right in some way. Things would be so much easier if we just blamed Luke Wright for all this. At least finding evidence would be a breeze, and I'd be all too happy to put him in a place he belongs. Although if he was, in any way, also complicit to what's happening, legalities have my hands tied. But maybe that's my fault. I might have missed the ticket to closing the case once and for all last night. If only I had done a better job during the party. But then, the commotion. There was Hannah Wright and Rebecca distracting me from my purpose too. I'd include that gate crasher as well, even though it's only for a moment. So many things have gone wrong last night that...
This isn't a prank! I saw something! See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys. It's not a joke. Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Last night, at the party.
But it's real! What do you think I saw? It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
That woman.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her.
Shit. If that was what Isabella had been warning us about, if it was the same thing Rebecca talked about last night, how many of these instances have I dismissed since reading the letter? How many have I ignored and passed off as some effect of fatigue or lack of sleep? Even last night, a hallucinogen lacing the food is the first thing I considered, purely because that's what my training dictates. It's a mindset I've grown used to. It's the setting the gears in my head automatically takes in a situation like that. Of course, I'm not discounting all of that yet until I have enough information. Something to form a conclusion from. Proof, in whatever form it may come. It said for it may come. It forgot the M. It's fine. But thinking straight is impossible when all of a sudden all of your beliefs are being upturned in the most violent way possible at that. Jesus, I need a sounding board. I need to talk to someone, and Zach's the best person for that.
I have to go, Professor.
Oh, no problem. But what are you...
I don't have time to stop and listen to whatever the professor has to say as I cut the call short. In the same second, Isabella emerges from her apartment fully dressed and ready for the day. As usual, she greets me with a smile, but it falls just as fast once she catches a glimpse of my face. Shame. That would have been the first comforting thing I see today. It annoys me that I'm partially responsible for the worried one replacing it. I must look close to a picture of someone choking or dying because there's nothing but concern in the first words she speaks.
Ash, do you need to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, no, I don't, okay. But we should hurry. Come on, don't forget to lock your door.
Seriously, you look like you're about to fall over. Are you all right? Because if you're planning to faint right here, I won't be able to carry you.
Yes, don't mind me. I just remembered some stuff from last night. I need to talk to Z-Man about this. Mind if we drop by his place first?
Shouldn't we call him to let him know? It's still pretty early, but we'd probably arrive there around noon. Also, what do you mean about this? Is Zach...
He was also there when I opened the letter, right? He read it too. I'm sure he's fine, but it wouldn't hurt to check on him. To make sure. See if he'll say the same things you told me yesterday.
If he's also been seeing things. If it's also the same woman I saw last night.
I'm not saying there's really a curse yet, but we have to look at this from every possible angle. And don't worry, he won't mind. He's probably just watching TV right now. Let's go.
Okay, but speak up if you're not feeling well. You really look like you're choking on something. You didn't have to do this for me in the first place.
You know it's not as simple as that.
We head down to my car in record time, with not a single second wasted to hit the road and drive to Zach's place. If anyone of us, other than Isabella, who knows anything about what's going on, who can help sort the muddled mess my mind is, it's gotta be him. He listened to her. I just realized the music vaguely reminds me of one very emotional, impactful scene in DDLC. Legit. Hey. Zach's the kind who prefers to laze about his apartment. Oh wait, I want to read this new. I just didn't want to read it while I was on the phone with that dude. I read that. Disturbed by the ruckus outside her unit. Is it sheep? Sheeps? Isabella reprimanded Ashton for the noise. The later noted her disheveled appearance and puffy eyes, although before he could ask about it, she brought up the issue with BRC again and insisted they both look into it that night. Okay. Oh, wait, this is new. While waiting for Isabella, Ashton called Professor Andrew Clark to inform him of his dismissal from the Luxborn firm case. While Andrew assured him that it was fine, the detective promised to keep an eye on the case. However, realization cut the conversation short. Happy sheep pajamas, like I said. Look at Bella. It's also the logo of the dev. Oh, cute. Love that. Okay, I'll play a little bit more maybe after this scene. We'll see how long it takes. Zach's the kind who prefers to laze about his apartment on the weekend, especially after having a busy week like the last one. The big guy's nowhere in sight, though, when I arrive in his unit. Figures, people don't seem to be where they should be when I need them. Looking around, I find no sign of where he might have gone to. He usually leaves a note on his fridge if he's out for the day, just in case someone drops by. Why is it unlocked? As there isn't one, he probably just went out for a quick walk. I hope. Maybe he ran out of eggs or something when he went to buy some? He is out of eggs, after all. It puts my mind to rest for a while. He always has to have some, be it for an omelet or something he's baking.
Ash, should you be rummaging around? It's bad enough we went in here without asking for his permission.
Chill, I'm just looking.
Actually, I could go for a fucking pie right now, but Zach's fridge is next to empty, save for a few leftovers. All I can do is sigh as I close it behind me.
If you see me take anything, feel free to call the police.
Isabella's quick to shoot me a sharp glare, and another chuckle slips from me, despite the unease in my stomach. But cheer only lasts a mere few seconds, mostly because she hasn't been in the mood for any sort of friendly banter. It's the silence that's telling, and a quiet Isabella. It's usually the first recipe for an incoming shitstorm.
Do you always do this whenever you visit another person's house?
Why we robbing Zach?
I have a lot of questions about your methods.
Because it's Ash. Best PJs.
Just with Zach.
I'm still worried for our friend, of course, and despite what's bothering Isabella, she's anxious too. She's been standing by the doorway for a few good minutes now, since we entered Zach's place, in fact. Doesn't seem to know what to do with herself. But much as I want to put her at ease, her nervous ticks are starting to get to me. The manner in which she makes herself smaller, the way she fidgets with her hands, clasping them one moment and unfurling them the next. It's distracting enough that I want to ask what's wrong. I doubt she'll give me a straight answer, though, and the best I can do is help her temper it.
You don't have to hang around the door. You might be here for a while. You can sit down.
She hesitates for a second, but eventually takes the empty seat by Zach's study table.
Aren't we going to look for him?
Sure, we can, but where are we going to start? I can think of a few places he might be, but Luxborn's a big city. I don't want to miss the big guy if we leave, and...
I trail off, making a vague gesture in general direction of Zach's bed. The messy bed suggests he was out in a hurry. He didn't even bother to fold the sheets. His cell phone's been left behind as well. Another odd thing when he has made it a habit to never leave it behind in case a client calls.
At least the locked door points to the fact that it wasn't a forced exit.
That seems to reassure her, but not so much. Understandable, anything might happen. In hindsight, I shouldn't have left Rebecca alone either. You fucking think? We'll have to check on her later. RIP! In the meantime, Zach, with no other clue where he is or no other way to contact him, we have no choice but to wait. Sure, I could give the room another thorough run-through, but I don't think Zach would appreciate me upending his place. Isabella won't let me do that either. Besides, I haven't eaten anything yet. Isabella probably hasn't too. What? We did leave in a hurry. Might as well take this chance to cool down a bit, right? Anything to distract myself so that I don't just charge headfirst because of whatever paranoid scheme that comes to mind. Isabella is with me. I can't be reckless. Returning to the kitchen, the first thing I see are a bag of chips when I rifle through his cupboards. Yangs! Oh my god, sheep! After muttering permission and apology its owner won't hear, I grab it. Isabella doesn't miss shooting me another glare, but she doesn't really make an effort to stop me this time. She ignores my offer for food, though. So instead, I set myself on Zach's old couch and turn on the television. Isabella's silence may not be too heavy, but it sure as hell is awkward. The screen lights up right as some awful noontime drama starts airing on Channel 9. Nothing like sitting in front of the TV with a mindless drone running in the background to waste time away the time. Yeah, about that. Zach, my boy, where you be? Ash, bruh, order a pizza. I know. And wasted away we do. The afternoon has hit its last few hours when movement comes from the other side of the door, and Zach's heavy treads break the monotonous drivel of the TV. The lock clicks, the knob turns, and slowly it swings open to reveal a very exhausted-looking Zach. I figured that depends on whatever happened at the end of his, on if he comes through here. Zach is off at the mansion right now. This is after he got freaked by the ghost cleaning his camera. And I'm assuming when he heard the crying, and you could have decided on whether or not he lived or died, basically. What, did he run a marathon?
Sup, Z-Man?
Hey, Zach. Sorry we just barged in here. Ash was...
Relax. Z-Man gave me a copy of the key himself.
Light as my tone might be, his arrival eases the restless edge in me. Who knows what I would have done if something bad happened to one of my friends. If another minute had gone by without him showing up, I might have resorted to unconventional methods.
Only after you broke the 13th one? I can't keep replacing them every time you think it'd be a good idea to break into my apartment. And stop calling me Z-Man!
Yes, that's right. The story goes differently if you followed the crying. Thought so.
I didn't break anything this time.
Ash, just because I gave you a key doesn't mean you can just stroll in here whenever you want to. And hey, is that my...
It's scary how the friendly banter and easy smile come naturally. I do it, even without thinking, and that speaks volumes to how comfortable I am around him. That's nice, isn't it? What makes me afraid of it, however, is the idea that a time might come where I might just do these without even meaning to and offend him in some way. The friendship we have might be closer than most I've shared with others, but there are boundaries you can't cross without the other's permission. Zach's been respectful of that so far, neither asking about my parents or whatever happened to them. Me? I'd bet he'd say not so much. It's also this easy banter that makes me wish we could just stay like this. No worries, no problems, just potato chips and the debate on whether or not I deserve them. But, as usual, something always cuts moments like this short.
Of course he eats all of it. You know, I was saving that for the weekend. Did you at least share some with Bella?
Don't worry about it. I'm good, Zach.
Really? It's free food, you know? What was that you usually say? You don't say no to free food? What happened?
No, I'm just not hungry.
Although her tone forces him to do a double take, Zach doesn't push it. The question's all too clear in his eyes when he glances my way, though. I really wish I could answer him. Despite my best efforts, Isabella's been unforthcoming as well. What am I supposed to do? I can't just force her to speak, can I? She's not a criminal to be interrogated. She's a friend, for Pete's sake. It's a good thing Zach has a better handle on the situation than I, and soon enough he changes the subject. Where it leads to isn't necessarily a better topic, though.
Aye. But if you want something, just say so. I've got a fully restocked pantry right here at your disposal. Still not a 5-star level thing, but for an empty stomach, it'd do.
Aw, take care, Spirit. Thank you for hanging out with us. Go pick up that dinner. Get those noms. 13 keys?
Just say the word.
Thanks, Zach. Maybe next time. Food is not really what we came here for. Ash, he's the one who...
She stumbles into one of her uncertain silences again before glancing my way. There's a plea in there for me to take the lead on this, but where do we start? The mansion, the strange things we've been seeing, the letter? Even I am afraid of what he might say. I can't even believe I'm considering taking a deeper look into this whole thing in the first place, but here I am.
Please don't tell me something happened again.
No, nothing. None so far, and we're keeping it that way as much as possible.
Ash, it's not that easy. This isn't some...
We don't know that. Let me...
Sometimes I amaze myself with how much I try for her. But what else can I offer her? I was the first one who brushed her off. We've all been given our warnings that day, in a desperate, pleading tone of hers, and I just stood there judging her. This is the least I can do. Perhaps even to make up for all the other times I've hurt her.
Let me look at this first, okay? I agreed to help, but you've got to let me handle things from now on.
I already told you everything.
There must be something we're not seeing in this just yet. We'll sort this out, but no more silly ideas and running around on your own. You're making people worry more than necessary. Becca, especially.
So everything's fine?
Depends on who you're asking. How are things with you? Anything odd?
good, I guess. Admittedly, how things went down at the housewarming party last night threw me off a bit.
I'm not asking about that. Remember the letter thing Isabella's been yapping on about? I'm asking about that kind of odd.
As expected, Zach starts to look at me like I've grown a second head. Yeah, I would too if there was ever a universe where I was standing in front of myself. Because even as a child, I never believed in ghost stories. The lucky charms and mystical objects from my mother have always been stored away or given as paltry gifts to those who would appreciate them more.
Well, the dreams, they're a lot worse than usual. There's a woman now, ever since we saw that letter. I don't know if it's the same one Isabella talked about. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. I really don't want to go back to sleep sometimes. Last night was the worst. Anyway, why are you asking about this?
Rose's death isn't just a coincidence, Zach. It may have something to do with... I may have...
Wait. Stop right there for a sec. I thought you ain't buying this stuff, Ash.
I cut him off.
Just the other day, you said the exact same thing.
Granted, I haven't eliminated every single possibility here yet, but what else is there to go off of from here? The worried look Zach shoots my way doesn't help one bit in helping me gather my thoughts either, when that's what I came here for. Somehow everyone's suddenly just so worried about me. It's not like I'm pulling this out of my ass.
I still don't, but even Rebecca, out of all people, claims there's something. Whatever this is, someone has got to look into it. Everything about this screams shady.
And along with Isabella's warnings. What's occurred around Zach? What's happening around Luxborn since Isabella found the letter?
Have you two seen the news this morning?
Zach's puzzled expression is enough to answer. Of course he hasn't. Another night, another nightmare. The guy most likely went out as soon as he got out of bed to shake the images off. The memories have never really left him. Isabella, though?
I haven't, actually. Mama called, and I was busy.
That could easily mean anything. Did her Kuya, her older brother, end up in jail again? She's had to bail him out numerous times in the past, though all that did was piss her off, not sap every ounce of cheer in her. Or is it that her other brother, the younger one who keeps insisting that he'll quit school so she'll come home? That was 2 years ago, as far as I know. She already sorted that one out. It couldn't have been her father, right? With the mansion's sale, she hasn't earned enough to cover every bill for a while. It should. So what is it then?
No problem. It should be in the afternoon news as well.
Whatever's bugging her, I doubt it's something meant for casual discussion, else she would have mentioned it sooner. Tucking my curiosity for later, I take the remote and begin cycling through the channels. A distraction. Not a good one, I admit, but it's definitely better than leaving her to brood. Eventually, I find one doing a recap of this morning's reports. And there it is. The poor guy's unidentifiable with how badly he's been burnt. Man burned after room catches fire. Alright. Help me. Murder via arson? That'd be the logical explanation if I was the officer looking into it. Except they couldn't find the source of the fire. The fire didn't even spread.
Found dead in the early hours of the morning today. The fire was contained within the room and no other tenants were harmed, according to Luxborn police.
They're going to consider spontaneous human combustion soon enough if they don't find anything else. But what's important for everyone to note is the state of the room.
Similar writing was found in another victim's room from last week's incident. Employees of Fire Realty Corporation. LBN has reached out to the...
Inappropriate. God damn it. Like what happened to Cooper. Hell, I wonder how many other deaths like this I've missed while I've been looking into the Wrights. The LPD's already thinking it's a serial killer at this point. How long until they consult with the London Metropolitan? I'm not sure. The Anselm Butcher has always been an enigma even to the people in the city. Gone for a few years, then in the next, one body after another is found. Merely handling the case has apparently driven the chief inspector insane years ago. He never did find out who committed those murders. Well, Prince, please. Rose's voice actor doing the newscaster's voice, speaking from beyond the grave. Oh. Maybe now this time.
This is because of that thing, isn't it? I did this somehow.
Yeah, but we don't know who this is. Her words all come out like a whisper, but each syllable lingers in the air heavy with her guilt. In the thick tension of the room, they strike harsher than any of the things we've said. However, she also has to understand, know, that she isn't the only one on this. No one has asked her to take this upon herself. Rebecca won't. Zach won't. I sure as hell won't.
It ain't too late. We could still fix this. There's 3 of us here. 4 if you count Rebecca.
No, she's staying away from this. I don't want to involve her in this any more than I already have. Both of you as well.
I already said it. That's completely out of the question. Stop asking.
Encouragements aside, this is still a whole fucking mess and we're in it blind. The only way to make it worse is if we start running around like a bunch of headless chickens. But I have a concrete plan now, I think. Maybe Isabella's right. Maybe we should dig deeper into BRC itself. Maybe we are looking at it the wrong way. However, my suspicions are mine for the moment. The details are something Zach doesn't need to know until I have something to show. It's enough that he's aware that I have an idea in mind. For his part, Z-Man doesn't push it, and nothing but a heavy silence leads our departure hours later. Seriously, Zach would probably make a more responsible officer than me if he only had a heart to join the force. We could certainly use more people like him. But as good as that thought is, I push all of it into the back of my mind as Isabella and I head for my car. Tonight, I can't stay distracted. Alright, and we'll save there. I haven't saved this whole time. Oops. Alright. Oh yeah, that tension be thick. I don't like how often they're saying her name more and more. They're doing it on purpose! Alright, so I'm switching games. I need to run to the bathroom real quick and just grab some yogurt. But I will be right back. And we'll get into Gibbous, a Cthulhu adventure, which is Kat's Patreon pick. But thank you all for being a lovely Patreon being and for this pick. Save is the scariest horror of all. It's true. It's very true. There's only been one choice, to be fair. Basically, the choices are all done. I have noticed that.